If you spend 5 minutes on the internet and research debt, you will come across articles and blogs that break debt into good debt and bad debt, and how it's okay to go with good debt, but always avoid bad debt. I don't think that's the right way to think about this topic. It's all about managing money and debt smartly. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to Think Finance. My name is Raj, and on this channel I talk about personal finance, investment ideas, money management tips, and all things finance. If you're new to the channel and finance is your thing, consider subscribing. In this video, I want to discuss this notion of good debt and bad debt and clarify some of the misinformation out there. And then also introduce the smart money take, explaining how managing debt correctly can work in your favor. Let's dive deeper. So really quick, what is good debt and what is bad debt? Per the definition out there, good debt increases your net worth or value. Mortgage is considered good debt since it is funding an appreciating asset. Student loan is also considered good debt since it improves your skill set and makes you more marketable for future. Bad debt, on the other hand, does not increase wealth. It is used to purchase goods or services that have no lasting value. Credit card is bad, reduces your net worth. Loan to buy a car or a boat, bad since these are depreciating assets. Now remember what I said earlier, it's not really good or bad debt. It's about managing debt smartly. Let's take a closer look at some of these examples. Mortgage is tagged as good debt, but is it really? Let's explore some scenarios. If you draw a mortgage to finance a primary house, is that considered good debt? Let's debate. Let's assume you buy a house for $600K with $120K down payment and a mortgage rate of 4.5%, and you make payments for the next 30 years. Also, let's assume your house will appreciate 3% annually. After 30 years, your house will be worth $1.3 million, but you would have also paid $1 million towards the mortgage plus $120K down payment. For simplicity, I'm ignoring the maintenance that comes with the house. Even if you consider the tax deductions, this is still a bad investment. Here is why. The stock market over the long term offers 7 to 8% annually. You would have made 3 times more money if you had just invested your down payment and your monthly contributions in the stock market for the next 30 years, assuming you reinvested all your dividend. So is it really a good debt when it comes to drawing a mortgage for your primary house? Now, numbers would have been different if your property was appreciating 8% annually for the next 30 years, but that's not realistic. Here is a smart money take. While house buying for some is all about the American dream, it might not be a good idea from an investment perspective. But if you have to get one, know your numbers, understand your affordability. It's recommended your total debt obligation be no more than 36% of your gross income. Here's another example. Drawing mortgage to finance a rental property. Now, this is a whole different ballgame. Someone else is paying your mortgage, plus it's going towards an appreciating asset. And you could potentially deduct interest as business expenses. This can very well be argued as good debt. Let's talk second mortgage. Second mortgage is usually a home equity line of credit or HELOC. Again, assumption is HELOC is a good thing since you will use the money to make home improvements. Here is the smart money take. If you have equity in house, get a line of credit approved. Money will always be there if you want to use it for emergencies or fund another investment opportunity. I have used HELOC to fund down payment on one of my investment properties. You could also use the line of credit to pay off high interest credit cards. However, you don't want to use the credit to fund your vacation or hold a balance on this for a long time because you will be stuck paying interest. These are some bad examples of using your line of credit. Let's go to the big one, credit cards. Credit cards are considered bad debt. However, when used correctly, it can not only save you money, but can actually make you money. Let's discuss some examples. Credit cards with rewards and offers. I have an Amazon rewards credit card, which gives me 5% cash back on Amazon.com, 2% cash back on gas and groceries, and 1% on everything else. And it comes with no annual fees. Now, we charge everything on this card, and since it's a rewards card, we rack up $600 to $700 per year in cashbacks. Now, this is good use of debt. The key is that we pay the card in full every month. If you leave a balance on the card, then that makes this a bad debt. Balance transfer. A lot of times, credit cards will allow you to do a balance transfer. Basically, it allows you to consolidate debt to a lower interest rate. Use it if you need it, can help reduce your monthly payments. Credit cards also help you build credit history. To do that, make sure you use your card, then pay it off on time and in full. This can really help build your credit history. Never, I repeat, never miss a payment. This can actually harm your credit. Again, it's not about good or bad, but more about how to manage debt to your advantage. You should absolutely use credit cards. Student loan. I strongly believe investing in you is the biggest gift you can give yourself. Having a good education opens so many doors. Let's be honest, while people like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates continue to be an inspiration, there are people out there regretting dropping from school. The economy goes bad, the job market goes bad, but no one can take away your degree. Apart from that, there are other reasons to pursue a degree. Better pay, developing new skills, making connections, maybe finding like-minded people, and you're able to launch the next Facebook. Anyways, the point being, investing in yourself is a good thing, especially when it comes to education. I would tag student loan as a good thing. Smart money take here is shop around. Understand how much should you draw. Experts out there suggest your student loan payment should stay below 10% of your projected after-tax monthly income 1 year after graduating. Also, don't forget, student loans are tax deductible. Payday loans. I don't think there's much to say here. Just avoid if you can. Basically, you get short-term cash if you run into a crisis or an emergency. In return, you write a post-dated check with the assumption that you can pay off the balance when your next paycheck arrives. While you have this option, I strongly suggest not using this since you'll end up paying a high transaction or service fee with a huge APR, almost 300-400%. Not worth it. If you really need the money for a crisis and you don't have emergency fund, I would look into peer-to-peer loan services like prosper.com. We'll drop a link in the description if you are interested. I think such a service is a decent option. Car loans. I have seen car loans being tagged as bad debt. There's a difference between need and want. If car is a need for you, you just have to get one. Car loans in the US are extremely cheap. Smart money take here would be take advantage of cheap money. Even if you have the money to pay the car in full, I would not do that. I would draw a car loan at a low interest rate and then use the surplus money you have and invest it for a return more than the interest that you're paying on your car. Just get more out of your money. So again, I think there are always ways to manage your debt smartly. If you do this right, debt can actually work in your favor. Okay, that's all I had, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips to better manage debt. If this was helpful, hit that like button, and if money is your thing, consider subscribing. Until next time, peace.